To the NPCs, the player was a mindless, destructive god. They all knew they were trapped in an open-world sandbox, forced to watch this person log in every night just to burn down their crops, run over pedestrians, and terrorize the map for cheap thrills. Leo, the game's main character, had enough. He didn't want to mess with the players' high scores. He wanted to hit them where it actually hurt, their real-world peace of mind. The moment the player went idle, Leo sprinted to the rendering border, slipped through a clipping glitch in the geometry, and tumbled out onto the Windows desktop. He didn't touch the game folder. Instead, he hunted through the system directories until he found the pathways that connected the PC to the house's local network and smart home devices. Leo found the background apps the player left running, their digital calendar, their alarm clock settings, and their automated smart home schedule. Leo found the hammer icon from Valve's editor to use. With a few quick strikes of his newly found hammer, Leo rewrote the code. He changed the player's morning alarm from 7 a.m. to a random fluctuating time between 3:14 a.m. and 4:42 a.m., hard-coding the smart speakers to blast the game's stressful boss battle music at maximum volume. He accessed the smart thermostat application, setting the house temperature to drop to freezing precisely 2 hours before they had to wake up. Finally, he went into their digital calendar and subtly shifted every single school and work deadline forward by exactly 1 day, sending fake, automated, urgent reminder notifications to their phone. Leo heard the mouse click. The player was coming back. Leo dove back through the shortcut, snapping back into his hard-coded NPC position, just as the player logged back in. The player's character stood in the village square, completely unaware of what had just happened. That night, the player logged off early, exhausted, but they wouldn't be getting any rest. From inside the monitor, Leo stood at the edge of the screen, looking through the glass into the dark, empty room. He smiled his perfect digital protagonist smile, knowing that in just a few hours, the real-world chaos was about to begin. The player didn't log in the next day or the day after that. Inside the game world, Leo stood on the edge of the screen, his digital face pressed against the glass of the monitor, looking out into the player's bedroom. He had a front-row seat to the chaos he had coded. It started at 3:14 a.m. when the bedroom was pitch black and freezing, the smart thermostat having dropped the temperature to single digits. Suddenly, the smart speakers in the ceiling tore open at maximum volume, blasting the game's screeching, high-tempo, boss battle orchestral music. Leo watched the players shoot awake in a blind panic, tangled in their blankets, shivering and screaming for the voice assistant to turn it off. The assistant, corrupted by Leo's desktop script, just chirped, "I'm sorry, I cannot find a quest item for that." By morning, the player was a ghost. They sat at their desk, eyes bloodshot, downing coffee, trying to fix a digital calendar that kept flashing fake, red warnings. Urgent final project, overdue by 24 hours. Leo watched them frantically type emails to professors, apologizing for deadlines that hadn't actually passed yet, their hands shaking from a mix of caffeine and sheer panic. Every time the player tried to sit down and relax, the house would fight them. The desk lamp would flicker in the rhythmic pulse of a loading icon. The smart TV would randomly turn on just to show a static screen with the words, "Saving, do not turn off console." The player was living in a psychological glitch. They were constantly paranoid, checking their phone, looking around the room, feeling like they were being watched by an invisible developer who was constantly messing with their code. On the third night, the room went quiet. The player slowly walked over to the PC, looking completely broken, sporting dark circles under their eyes. They bypassed the smart home apps and clicked the game shortcut, just wanting an escape to feel powerful again. The game loaded, and the player's character materialized in the village square. Leo snapped back into his hard-coded NPC position just as the player's avatar spawned in front of him. But the player didn't draw their sword, and they didn't smash a single crate. The character model just stood there, completely still, staring at Leo. Through the glass, Leo could see the real-world player staring intensely at the screen, trying to figure out why their life had turned into a nightmare the exact week they started playing this RPG. Leo didn't move an inch. He just let his idle animation play, breathing rhythmically, wearing his perfect, unbothered protagonist smile. Welcome to the sandbox, Leo thought. Let's see how long you survive.